If I can't do it. Salute, salute. Just waiting on some people to get in here. Try to tell my story a little bit. So I've been telling my life story to people, man, and people been liking it. Like, man, you should. I was like, man, you should put that on your YouTube channel, man. It's pretty cool. So yeah, I tell my story, you know. So I share this view real quick. Yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here, kind of, you know, I put vent in there, but you know, kind of venting. But really, I just want to tell my story. Just, I'll be talking to strangers, telling a little bit of my life, and they all be intrigued and be like, "Man, you need to put that on put it in your music, man, on your YouTube channel." So I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." A lot of them start following me too, so I know they probably be listening. Yeah, salute. Hey, salute, family. I'm just feel like it's time to tell a little story, you know, tell my story. I've been talking to a lot of strangers, man, and they be liking the stuff I be telling them. Like, you need to put that on your YouTube. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it one day. So just tell my story, man, and just kind of tell my story, in a quick way, and you know, uh, you know, add to it. I'm gonna add to it what my father been teaching me. So, I'm gonna add add some teachings and scriptures. You know how I go. But yeah, man, salute to everybody. Hope y'all having a good day. Today's a good day, a new day, homie. Every day is a new day. It's like that's heavy, right? Like When the sun come up, man, it's like, man, the sun came back up, man. Like that's, that's all the Father. That's the Father power right there, His creation. Cause yeah, every time the sun come up, it's a new day, like, you know, brand new. You know what I mean? So I'll be trying to think about that when I be waking up mad and stuff. Yeah, man. Salute, man. What y'all got going on? Hey, man, who is that? What he put? All I see right here is Cheese King Monkey Man. Hey, homie, I'm a son of the Most High Father, man. Son of Yeshua. That's why my skin is color, homie. The original man. We have to be on Earth, homie. If we not here, y'all will destroy Mother Earth, homie. Y'all ain't finna touch Mother Earth. Always talking about what they finna do to Mother Earth. Homie, y'all can't do, man. Mother Earth, the recycling queen, right? That's why death is an illusion. Like when you smoking a blunt, homie, the ashes go down to Mother Earth. And we know Mother Earth recycle everything. So you know what I mean? Death or illusion. And then the smoke go up, right? Smoke always ascend back to the Father as a soul, you know what I mean? So death is an illusion, homie. Death is just really what a dude, the monkey man dude that said monkey man, homie. Death is just like one of Satan's celebrations, homie. Satan and his demons, they love death. It's in the scriptures, homie. The Father said, don't go by no dead body or you unclean. And he said, don't eat no food around no dead body or of no dead body. So when y'all going to funerals, then you feeding it to the kids, homie. You making them accept death. I ain't going to no more funerals, homie. Let the dead bury the dead. That's what my father taught, right? My mama was the last funeral I'm going to. But yeah, man, just gonna get on here and teach some stuff like that, just stuff that Father Yahshua Jesus Christ teach me, man, when I'm in His presence. I was here at this place probably like I was here probably like I'd say a few weeks ago, and I just like this place. Like, man, this place kind of it's nice. Like I like the little setup, and I I was chilling out in this other area. It's like around the side over here around the lake. It's like a man-made lake, but the property sits on it. So I was around the other side. It's like a nice little lounging area, and I was just chilling. You know, some guy, like two guys came up. One dude came up and he was melanated brother, and he was on his phone, and we was all just chopping it up, talking. Another Caucasian brother came, and then we was just chopping it up about, just about life and about, Christ. I'm gonna throw in my father, talking about God, just teachings, just, they say something, and I'm gonna throw in a teaching. And I think um, the one melanated brother we was chopping it up about, Christ and the Trinity and stuff like that. So I just took them to Philippians chapter 2, verse 9 through 11, because that's the Father God telling you, you know, I, He exalts His Son, He exalted Jesus Christ as the name above all names. So, You know what I mean? So everyone who teaching otherwise, and that's on them. That's Armageddon, homie. Human versus God. But yeah, man, I just be teaching, man, just speaking, how I feel, you know what I mean? You know, the when I was sitting out there on the balcony, the Caucasian brother asked me something uh about God and time. I think we was chopping it up about our kids or something. Then he just like threw it in there, like, man, you know what? With God, or I think we was talking about being late or rushing or something. And then he said that's something he don't understand about God, like God's timing. It's like, God's timing, like I don't know if he like wants you to rush, or do he want you, and I just felt like he was asking me, so I was just like, I'll tell you like what my father teach me, if you don't mind. He was like, oh no, yeah, to let me know. So I just told him like, man, my father kind of with his time, he teach me his time is now, uh like God always say, now is the time, now is the hour, now is the he always say it, now is the time. And that's just now is forever. You know what I mean? You live in a now. When I'm in God's presence, praying to Him, talking with Him, I'm in a now because I'm in His presence. So that's like that's God's time. You feel like, man, you know what? I probably should I go buy some more bread? Yeah, man. Don't do it tomorrow. You got to do it now. Just do it now. Yeah, it's hard to do stuff with the now. You know what I mean? When you are slaving to man, that's one thing with the people in false religion. They, you know, uh, I was part of it, man, in a Watchtower organization with the Jehovah Witness. Um, you go to your church or Kingdom Hall, living a double life fake. You know what I mean? Then you go to work, go slave for, you going to slave for another man, which the Father Christ teach that, right? It's a bunch of scriptures that he's teaching. Don't be a slave to man, you know. But we'll go slave for man, right? Then we'll get that money we slave for man and go give it to Satan's children. Going to these events, seeing all these artists, and these dudes got tattoos, upside down crosses. They letting you know who they represent. They telling you in their songs and everything. But these people are being church, Kingdom Halls, but then save up money to go, no, they'll go work, slave for man, and then the money they make slaving for man will go take it and give it to Satan children. Now, I was doing it too, homie. And that's why, the father was calling me. Like, that's like, I'll let y'all know the rest of my story. So, because, y'all, so you could know like, oh, maybe this how God called his people, But, oh no, man, I'll start from, where I was raised. I was born and raised in L.A. Watts, Los Angeles Watts, Nickerson Garden Projects. You know, I was um I was born at Martin Luther King Hospital. They say that's Killer King. I'm like, y'all ever heard that? Killer King, Martin Luther King Hospital. Yeah, it was like I think a few people supposedly like I think one person died, and I forgot, it was like an article. I think it's in matter of fact it's in my other video I did. I, I did a video about the Father's Day, the Sabbath day. It's in that video, and it's like I kind of explain more about the Martin Luther King stuff, because that's what they called it, Killer King, man. It was just you know they said they accidentally affected people with AIDS and stuff, and You know, it's just like a lot of crazy stuff. And you know, I was born there, man. 1984. Yup. Martin Luther King Hospital. But yeah, man, you know, my childhood was just, you know, born and raised in the projects, you know, you already know. You know, in LA Watts. Uh, I mean, I could tell, I'll tell y'all this story as a kid, 'cause I told this story. Um, I told this story when I took a trip in Israel, and you know, I was with my touring people, and we were just talking with each other, telling each other stories and stuff. And I told this story, and they was like tripping out. um, I told the story about my this incident that happened when I was a little boy. I you know, I was probably I think I was like probably 6 or 7. You know, and I was in a living in you know, was in the Nixon Garden projects right there, 115th. You know, and was just in a backyard, me and my little brother, and some kids was just playing, trying to build clubhouses out of wood. You know, just little kids. You know, that's the only thing we could play with, do stuff like that. So it's just we found wood somewhere, a bunch of wood. So it was all just it was probably like 5 kids, and we're just all just going to get the wood, bringing it so we could build the clubhouse. And me and my brother found a big wood, like a big wide one. So he was all like, "Man, why don't we get that, bro? Let's take that one." So I was like, "Yeah, yeah, let's let's uh let's get in and take that one." So we got the big wood, and you know the wood though it was like it had a bunch of nails in it. So and it was like it was big and wide, you know. Um, so I was just like, you know, come on, I grab it by these 2 big nails, you know. So you know, I grabbed it like you know, I had it like I grabbed it by one nail like that, and then on the other side I had the other nail, and you know, I had the big wood just you know on my back pulling it, you know, and you know, but I was holding it by the nails, and the wood was like on my back though, and my brother was holding it like from the bottom, and you know, to keep it up, you know what I mean? So I'm just you know pulling it, and just like you know, and we're carrying it over there, and then you know, the fat bully come, you know, it was this fat dude, and he was just a bully, and he just walked and just like came close and was like, "Man, how your skinny?" He said, "Man, how your skinny ass carrying that big wood?" And then he just pushed me back. And then, you know, my little brother kind of got out the way, and I was holding it and fell back, bam. And like I got like a nail, like in the back of my arm. I don't know if you could see it right there. See how it's that little hole? I had a nail right there. Uh, let me see. And there's another one right here, like on my forearm, because I like fell back. So like when I fell back, boom, I fell on the nails, bam, bam, and the one stuck in my arm, and then in this forearm, because I fell back, tried to brace myself, you know what I mean, like bam, and I just fell all on the nails. One got stuck in the side of my jaw, so I don't have hair grow right there, but it's just like a little, it didn't go through, it just kind of, because I guess I fell, bam, and it just like, you know, just scraped my jaw, and then I had 2 in my back too. So you know, I think yeah, my lower back, and then in my upper in the middle of my back, and you know, but nothing like hit my bones or punctured anything. I just fell back, bam, and then I just hopped up quick. Oh, I just ran home. But you know, and I told that story in Israel, and they were just like, you was nailed to the wood like the father, and I was like, well, I guess I mean I just think like that, you know. I'm just telling you a story how I grew up in Watts, homegirl, and they just like, no, you was like, I was like, then the tour guide, he was like, no, man, that's a good story, man. He was just telling me, the brother that did our tour, he was like, dude, you should tell that story. That's a good story. I was like, yeah, yeah, I'm gonna tell it, you know. But you know, yeah, man, I just remember just when I fell, boom, I was just and I just hopped up quick and just ran home, and I don't know. I just remember running home crying, and yeah, I was like, well, I know I didn't walk or nothing for like like 2 weeks or something for a long time. Yeah, and it was. I remember my daddy too. That dude, cause my father, he, man, the government they put the drugs here, man. And my father just, he was just on crack and stuff. He wasn't never in our life, you know. But when we had incidents, he always was there. Like that day, he was there, cause I remember it, and I remember, or he came that night or something. I don't know, but no, he was there because oh no, he probably did come tonight because I remember I didn't go to the hospital to the next day for some reason, Killer King. But for some reason I couldn't go until the next day. I don't know. I just maybe some older people know why is that, but I just remember like I was just in the bed and my mama was just nursing the wounds and I just couldn't move, crying, and then we went in the morning. I remember my daddy was there, my daddy Mackenzie, and he put pillows in a basket because we didn't have a car, so he put pillows in a basket, and he laid me in a basket in the pillows. I remember lifting me up, just putting me in there. Well, like homie, like some soft man. But yeah, he laid me in a pillow. I remember he pushing me in a basket, him and my mom, and they took me to Martin Luther King, Killer King. But yeah, man, he yeah, he was always there when stuff like that happened. You know, I've noticed that now that I'm older. I'm like, man, you know, I remember being little. I was probably like, I would say probably, I'd say, I was probably like 10, 11. And I remember my mama had borrowed some money from like the next door neighbor. So and my homie, I got a buddy named Bobby. He was like my best friend as a little kid. He'll probably vouch for this story. It was crazy though. Like my mama borrowed money from his dad, so we was just outside playing, and in my yard, me, Bobby, and my little brother. I think we was just playing with, I think baseball or basketball or something. And my mama was like, hey, Kenzie, come here. So she was like, go get his money to Bobby Daddy to tell him thank you for letting me borrow it. So I was like, okay. So she gave me the money, and me and my buddy Bob, I was like, all right, homie, let's go to your house so I could get this to your dad. So we went, but we had to cross the street. His house was right across the street from our house, just right across. So we went. I remember my little brother was trying to follow me, and I was just like, man, I remember like getting mad at him. Like, homie, stop following me all the time. Go home, man. I was like, homie, go home. Stop following me, blood. And then he was just like, just, he kind of went back, and then, I thought he went back. So me and Bob, I'm like, all right, homie, come on. So we looking, ready to cross the street, you know what I mean? And it was like a lot of cars, it's like it's the hood. So it's a lot of cars, people out, and so we just, got already cars lined up in the street, parked in the street. So we got to look past the cars, and I looked right, there was no cars, but I looked left, and it was like a yellow bug, like them little bugs, old bugs, and I'm like, man. So I looked, but I was like, we can make it. So Bobby, my buddy, standing right next to me. I'm like, okay, we can make it, homie. So we went and ran across, we crossed, and then I didn't look back or nothing. I just heard, and I looked, and then the car dragging my brother on me, just dragging him, boom, 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 and I just see him getting dragged, and I was just like, like I couldn't do nothing, I'm just like, jumping in the air, like, my brother, my brother, and yeah, homie, and my daddy was there, for real, cause nothing happened to my brother. You know, yeah, man, nothing. He just his leg broke in like a bunch of places. He had to have pins and stuff, but he survived. He was just knocked out when he was on the ground, and his foot was stuck in the wheel of the car. So yeah, my daddy came out. I'm like, dude, this dude, dude just came and was like, helping like get his leg from the thing and just kind of covered his legs and stuff. And then like, my brother kind of came to too. And I was just right there crying and just jumping there. Ah. And my mama just made me go in the house. But yeah, man, I was just like, his leg, his leg still like that, My little brother, you know, um, I ain't gonna really, I ain't gonna speak much on stuff, but I just pray for my little brother, man. Both of my little brothers. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's just stories, man. I be telling people, and they just be like, man, you saw your little brother get hit by a car? Like, man. Like, yeah, yeah, man. I was like, crazy. I remember being a kid and, in the Nickersons, and I would always sleep by my window. And I just like to look out the window. I would open my window and, just sleep right there and just look out the window, look up at the sky. I mean, it was nothing but dark smoke, the gray, gray clouds all the time. But I would just like to, just open my window and look out. And, all you're going to hear is gunshots and crazy stuff. And I remember hearing like ladies just arguing, like arguing. So I'm just like laying there, like, and I'm just hearing them arguing. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna get up and see what's going on. So, I go out there and stuff, and I just like, I just kind of get up out my window, and it's like late at night. It's probably like I don't know, we were supposed to be asleep. So, but I just like to do that. I like to listen to music, and open my window and just lay there and look out at the sky and just go to sleep. But sometimes I just be up. I won't fall asleep for a while. I just remember just hearing ladies arguing, so I just got up. I was in the Nickerson Garden Projects, so I got up looking out my window, and I was just like, kind of looking down, and I was just like, and I could just see the ladies, like, I don't know, just kind of like if I'm in my window, that was to like the right, and they was just over there. So I mean, I don't know if y'all see them people because they act like they them, and the ladies was just right there, just what I mean. They was just arguing, and I was just like standing looking out my window, and they was just arguing, and I was just like, man. And then next thing you know, one of the ladies just pulled out a knife on me and just started stabbing the other lady, and I'm just like, just sitting there, like, I was probably like, I was young too. I was young with this story. I don't really know how old I was. I just remember that happening, and I was just like out the window, just kind of looking, and she just started just stabbing her, like boom, 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 and the lady fell on the ground, started shaking, and I'm just like looking at my one homie. I went back in, like, and then I just I just laid back down, and then I was just like, and then next thing you know, I'm hearing just people screaming and stuff. Then I went back and looked, and then the lady was just laying there, just, and somebody was like calling the 911, two people. And I was just like, man. And, I was a little kid, man, like, yeah, man. These, my stories growing up and watch. Uh, I don't know if I have any more like that. Uh, Trying to see what other good ones I could tell. 'Cause I got some good ones, but I ain't gonna tell y'all all of them. Uh, I mean, it's a lot of funny stuff happened. Funny stories. I mean, I remember. I just stick to my father. Keep my eyes on Christ. I remember as a kid. We was There was some days we didn't have food. Man, y'all know the story, man. You already know how it go. But there was some days we didn't have food, um, so like basically, some days I'd be just so hungry and stuff. I just like pray to God, and I'd be like, God. I'd go to my ice box, and I'd just be like, close my eyes and be like, God, like if there's a God, if a God exists, please God, just let it be food in the ice box. And then I, open my eyes, open the ice box. There ain't nothing in there. I'm like, hey man. And I'm like, maybe I need to, cause I used to watch a lot of scary movies. They be like, make sure you have faith. Faith makes it work. So like maybe I gotta like do it in my mind. And I just like did it in my mind. Then open the refrigerator. Like, man, I used to do that for like video games and toys and stuff. Like, but that's just man, that's just the way, I was raised. That's why I'm glad, man. My kids didn't have to grow up like that. So So that's a curse broken. I broke that curse. So my kids didn't have to worry about none of that. You know, I got a 17-year-old son and my daughter about to be 13. So yeah, they didn't have to worry about none of that. But that's like that's what we got to do as fathers. Just you know, keep evolving. Keep evolving. If we all come together, homie, we could make Mother Earth evolve, homie. Mother Earth could be like the super mother queen Earth. You know what I mean? But we study damaging and you know destroying the Earth. And the Earth produces enough for everybody to be rich. How many people on the planet? 8 billion, or I mean, no, wait, what? It don't even matter, homie. The Earth produces enough for 8 zillion or gazillion, however the highest number, for everybody to be rich and wealthy, man. Especially like the head of your families, you know what I mean? Like everybody should, you know, have a kingdom with a vineyard and growing your own vegetables and stuff. So, it's just stuff, I just be learning, this King Z speaking to you. So I'll be speaking. And some people don't like it. Some people don't like it, but then some people like it. Like right? Like the scriptures say, there be two women in a workhouse grinding, right? And one to be taken and one to be left. And that's like what I'm seeing. Like, when I'm around and how I speak and stuff, it always be like either they one hate you or they love you. So that's how really it's like, I always tell people like, man, I live in my Father's presence, so I feel like I'm in His kingdom. I'm in heaven. So when I walk around and people act funny and weird, homie, that's because the demons in you can't be in the Father's heaven, homie. So you're gonna act weird and you're gonna get away from me. Fall all the way back, cause you ain't invited in my Father's heaven, my Father's kingdom, homie, straight up. So I be seeing how people be acting, and that's why. So I'm like, I just feel like I stay in my Father's presence, so I'm in His kingdom. Demons ain't, they can't come back. It's like with like some of these artists, man, listen to them, cause the demons that came down and made those Nephilims had relations with the women on earth, those angels. They it's in the scriptures like God said He ain't forgiving them because they made those Nephilims, and like them Nephilims was like eating humans and doing all kind of crazy stuff, making other weird animals. They was like doing too much. God had to wipe them out, and it was all because of the angels came down to to be with the women. So and them angels ain't they can't have forgiveness. And them spirits, man, them spirits is still here. You know what I mean? So when you hear these entertainers on here talking about, oh, I'm not doing this for no forgiveness. Yeah, I know why, cause it's in the scriptures. Yeah, I know why. Yup, straight up, homie. And a lot of them been saying that, huh? Oh, I'm not doing this. I'm not asking forgiveness. Yeah, I know why. You know what I mean? But that's they have a they have a choice, man. I think that's in the scriptures too. They like the father say you have to you have to expose and you know expose the lies of the enemy. So like and call on Christ. Like if you feel like you stuck in a oath or you stuck in something, man, you call on the Christ. He's your protection. And then when you call on the Christ, the first thing the Father gonna want you to do is expose the devil. you know. So that's just that's royal. That's like kings, man. Like homie, if I'm a king, King Christ, Yeshua, Jesus Christ is king, homie. That's my king. So if the king, you know what I mean, send somebody to you, you know, that's you got to respect who he's send. That's he part of the king too. They won, you know. So God is the God of all kings. He sent Yeshua Jesus Christ. He king, you know. So that's just how I look at things, man. You know, some dudes getting mad about that, of saying something with the Trinity and stuff. I'm just like, man, my father's royalty, man. So the king gonna have the prince, and Yeshua Jesus Christ, the Prince of Peace, man. And God give all His power to His Son. That's royalty. You know what I mean? You give all when you got the king, when a son is born, and a son get older, he take over the throne. You know, the strength is still to the father, but you know now my son is the king, homie. So respect him. You can't come walking up to me and walk around my son and come to me like, hey, king, like, hey, homie, my son is king. You know, I gave all my power to him. Now, homie, my son might flick you like ashes or something. You know what I mean? Like you gotta, you know, Jesus got the power, homie. So that's king. That's the God. He's the invisible God now. Can't talk about his skin color and this and that. How he look. It don't matter, homie, because the Father in the heavens gave his power to his Son, and that was part of his power, man. He the invisible God. So now Jesus is the Yeshua Jesus Christ is the invisible God now. He the one who running everything, homie. He running all this. You know what I mean? I did a video on He Gets Us. Go check that video out. I did a video on He Gets Us. Just let you know, yeah, He gets us. Watch, go check that video out. You know, uh, it's a scripture I put on that video about um you know how the father um he turns uh uh, he turns people's minds to the negativity that they doing. He'll just give them over to Satan, you know. So it's just like, you know, it's just be teaching a lot of stuff, man. You know, showing how Yeshua is king, man. But yeah, it got all dark out there. Yeah, man. So you know, I'll tell y'all a little more of my story. You know, as a teenager, like me and my brothers, you know, we grew up. It was I have five siblings, so it's six of us. My mother has six kids. She had three by another guy. You know, I have um a older brother and an older sister, and then another older brother that's under them, and they all, you know, they got the same dad. And then I got then it's me with my dad. I'm the oldest for my dad. I'm the firstborn. Then I got two younger brothers. So you know, it's basically five boys and one sister. You know, with my sister, she the second oldest. With the, you know, she has the different dad. But yeah, you know, it's just a lot of things just happen, man, to where, you know, I we ended up in a foster home, you know. Just me and two of my brothers, you know, because my younger brother, one of my younger brothers stayed with my grandparents, and then my sister ended up moving with one of my aunties and uncle. So then, you know, and my older brother, he was older, moved out. So then it was just kind of when I was probably how old was I? I was 13. I was 13, and I had a brother older than me. He was 1 year older than me, 14. Then my little brother, he was 4 years younger than me. So you know, it was just us three still living with my mother. You know, then my daddy just still a crackhead coming in and out. You know, and you know, we'll see him probably 1 week, 2 weeks maybe out of the whole summer or something, then maybe out of the whole year. Like, see him just he'll come home probably a few times and stay probably a few days, but then go back to drugs and stuff, man. But to this day, I don't blame him. I still take my kids to visit him. You know, even when I visit my father, he was like scared to, I never saw him in years, and I finally rekindled with him like probably in my early 30s, and he was like scared to like meet me and stuff. He had a sister hit me up, told me he was in like in like one of them homes, for like drug addicts and stuff, rehabilitation programs. So I just went and visited them and took my kids, let them see his grandkids and stuff. Just show them like, no, man, it's all good. I don't trip off all that, man. Like, I already know that's the devil and the government put them drugs and stuff there. And my dad then was just in that era, man, where the drugs just hit. So I understand, man. I ain't tripping. I just you know he's still here, so I feel it's just he on they have him on medicine and he really don't talk and stuff. That's the only thing. Just we'll stay for a little bit. We'll be short with him. It just kind of messed him up in the brain and stuff. But he better though. But yeah, I just as a teenager, we ended up in that group home, me and my uh, me and my two brothers, man, and I was like, yeah, I was crazy. I was just in there, just you know, fighting all the time, cause they was picking on my little brother and stuff, just sitting there fighting, you know. But yeah, man, we ended up staying in there probably like close to a year. Then my uncle and auntie, who my sister lived with, they took us in Victorville. So that was a blessing. I remember recently texting them, telling them thank you about that, cause I don't know where we would have been without if they wouldn't have took us in, we would have probably they would have been in a group home for longer, and that place, homie, that was like, yeah, that was terrible. But yeah, so that's how I ended up I ended up in Victorville. I was out here. I met like a lot of homies out here, dudes I still know to this day. You know, so but that's where I kind of got introduced to the Watchtower, because my uncle and auntie, where my sister moved with, they was Jehovah Witness. So that's where I first got you know like I started going to meetings and stuff. But all while I was growing up, I knew of Jehovah Witness. My mother studied and stuff. We just never like went and got baptized or nothing, and went to like meetings all the time. We never really did none of that. She was just study with people. But but yeah, when we went to that group home, we went with my uncle and auntie, and we just started studying. So I became a Jehovah Witness. Jehovah Witness, the Watchtower. You know what I mean? False religion, because that's what they are. Now I'm like, man, you know, I I tell y'all a story about how I got baptized as a Jehovah Witness. I remember it was like an older dude, man, and he was like study, like you had to study out of, I forgot what it was called, like the organization book. It was like a green book, and you had to study out of that with like an elder in order to get baptized. So I was just studying with this dude, man. And he'll be like, yeah, yeah, brother, like, go ahead, brother, read the paragraph, brother. And so I just start reading the paragraph, in the book, and I'm done with when I finish the paragraph. Now he asks the question, at the end, at the bottom of the paragraph. So all right, the question right there asks, uh, you know, where is Jehovah name in the Bible? And I'll be like, oh, it's at Psalms, 83:18. And he's like, all right, brother, that's good. All right, brother. All right, read the next paragraph, brother. So I just read the next paragraph. And then I went up waiting for him to ask, I'm done with the second paragraph. And, I'm looking up and this dude ain't saying nothing. I'm just like, I look up and I'm hearing this dude snoring. I look up, this dude, I'm just in a book like, I'm like, man, this dude. So I'm just like, homie, this dude sleep. And, this dude's just sleep, homie. So I was just like, try to make some noise. It's like, and this dude was just still asleep. So I just kind of kicked the dude's feet, like, homie. He got up, the eyes bloodshot red. What paragraph we on, brother? I just started laughing at him. He started laughing too. Like, oh, sorry, brother. I just haven't had no rest, brother. But he stayed up after that. Dude stayed up after that. But yeah, that dude. But yeah, it was just like other studies, and he would do it again, you know. And it's just like, homie, how I'm supposed to be getting baptized, and this how I'm getting baptized. You know what I mean? This dude ain't even still sleep. Like that was a strike red flag. I should have known. But you with family, you gonna respect your family and do what family do. So but yeah, this dude, man. That dude was just falling asleep. I'm like, then he'll do it again. One time he did it, homie. I just was like, I just let him stay right there. And when he woke up, I was like, yeah, we're on the last paragraph. That dude woke up one time, homie, was like on paragraph like, only 4 or something. But it'd be like 20 paragraphs, man. And I'll just be like, dude, dude went to sleep, homie. I just let him sleep. I'm gonna just let this dude. I was just like, it's like I should just walk up, get up, and walk out. This dude just sleep, slobbing and stuff. I was just like, hey, for real. I was just like, man. Then I think I kicked the dude's feet and was like, yeah, homie, we on paragraph 20. I just started reading paragraph 20, homie, and just like, all right, brother, and just bounce like, homie. Like, but this how I got baptized, homie. So, So I know my father, Yeshua, like I told you, these artists, y'all got to reveal stuff like this with these music. You got to, first, y'all know, man, the Christ, you got to give yourself to the Christ, man. That's what I did. I just gave myself up when I was at my end. The man way don't work, homie. With God, all things is possible. So, man. But yeah, that's so, so yeah, long story short, I ended up getting baptized. So yeah, but but yeah, man, I think I was a Jehovah's Witness, man, for a long time, like 20 years, because I got baptized when I was I still in high school? Yeah, I was in the 11th grade when I got baptized. So I was like 16, 17 when I got baptized. So, you know, but yeah, I mean, you know, after a while, I kind of, you know, I had end up getting married and stuff, having kids, had got 2 kids, so, I haven't had my son, had my daughter, and I was a Jehovah's Witness, man, for like I say, like 20 years, and but they wasn't letting me move up. I was like, kind of like my job too, man. I was like working at a warehouse, and like they would never let me. I would try a lot. They would never let me get a supervisor position. And when I get like the easy positions, I like always close to losing my job, and I'm just like, so I go to back to the hard stuff because it's like, like, homie, I get the easy stuff. They just hating on you, want to fire you, won't let me move up, you know. And then the Jehovah's Witnesses was like that, homie. They wouldn't let me like move up and stuff. And I remember asking them, and they telling me, oh, cause the governing body in New York, they say they have a case on you, and they researching something with you, cause I was this fellowship a few times from them. When I married my wife, I got this fellowship, and I got this fellowship for a rap. I did a rap video with my buddies, The dudes I work with, Grind Time, they, salute homie. They probably watching, or they probably gonna watch this video later. But yeah, salute to Grind Time, man, and Connects, Efren. But yeah, man, we all met at that job. But yeah, man, they just the job, the Jehovah Witnesses that was acting the same just wouldn't let me move up. So yeah, man, I just ended up with the Jehovah Witnesses. I remember going to my uncles because I told them like, man, these dudes, like they talking about something. They got a case on me or something. So my uncle was an elder, so I'm like, man, like, you help me and stuff. So he was just like, all right, man. So I guess he went and see what was up and came back to me like, yeah, nah, man. It's the governing body in New York got a case or something. They just, I don't know. They just, you just gotta wait. I'm just like, what? So I couldn't move up or nothing or do nothing. It was just like, to me, it's like, homie, I'm not even a Jehovah's Witness then. I can't even do stuff. So I was just like, dude, these dudes. So, you know, long story short, I ended up just, you know, walking out the Jehovah's Witnesses, man. But I went, I told them, like, I called my uncles and my family. This when like COVID hit. And I was just like researching stuff, like, man, these dudes lying about a lot of stuff. And I was just went to my uncles and I'm telling them, I ain't with it, man. I'm sick of living this fake life, 1 foot with the demons and devil and 1 foot acting like I'm holy, because that's the whole thing of the devil, right? He disguises himself as an angel. And I felt like that's what I was doing. I'm like, man, I'm not finna, like, nah. When I learned that, I'm like, nah, homie, and they don't teach that really, not good enough. So I'm like, man, I just told my uncles them that, and they just like, they didn't really say much. Dudes like, because they read it, they listen to everything the governing body tell them, so they gonna do what they tell them. So when I got to the point where I'm like, man, I'm finna just talk to the elders and tell them all these truths I got, and I don't believe the stuff they teaching. And I sat with them and I told them, homie, I was just telling them stuff, telling them like I just don't. First of all, Jehovah is not the name above all names, but Jehovah is a holy name of God. It's an attribute of God. Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah of armies. It's a powerful, godly name, but it's not the name above all names. They use it like it's the name above all names. You know what I mean? And it's not. But they put, you know, my father kind of to the back. You know what I mean? Like, nah, homie, this should be called Yeshua Jesus Christ Witnesses, homie. Because in Philippians chapter 2, 9 through 11, that's what it says. Jesus Christ is the name above all names. So I was sat in there and told them that stuff, homie. Told them, like, they just be, how they is. They just, what they do, man, what I learned, homie, I'll teach y'all this about them. Because, I feel like I'm here to expose the watchtower. They got all our people. That's like being brainwashed inside of a brainwash, homie. They like, it's like a hell inside of a hell. Like they just like they a cult, homie. So that's why I'm exposing them. But yeah, every time I got this fellowship, homie, what they do is, because in the scriptures they tell you if you have two people, especially to talk about Christ, then homie, Christ, his spirit is there, right? But that's the same with evil too, homie. All the witches and all the warlocks, they do it too. And that's what they do, homie. They sit down, two warlock men, and with just you. And whatever they say, go, homie. And I got in a bad car accident one time getting this fellowship from them. Because they'll curse you. And I should have died in that car accident. It split my whole car in half. And nothing happened, homie. Well, I'll tell y'all that story. That was a tight story. This is a tight story, though. I was like, going to work, at the same job, warehouse job, going to work, and it was like five and a five. I say it's probably 5:30. I was supposed to be at work at 5:30, so it's probably like around that time. So I just always go like right on time, homie. I clock in right on time. Like I ain't trying to waste, I clock in early on time. I clock in right on time, and then I clock out right at the time you clock out. I don't like waste no time. I want to get out of there, you know. But yeah, man, I was just on my way to work, man, and I remember stopping at I remember one thing I remember, man. My wife was supposed to take me to work. I remember that. I remember she was supposed to take me because she wanted to use the car for something. And she was like, I'm gonna take you to work because I gotta. And I was like, no, if I waited a little longer, I won't be on my time where I could clock right in. So I was just like, no, I'm finna just go. And I just left. And I remember I stopped at a green light and it's like, it's dark. It was kind of like this. It was like dark, but getting twilight, but it's getting morning. It was like 5:20. It was like, I was going to work. I got to be in at 5:30. So it's probably like, the sun was coming up, so it was getting blue, turning twilight. So I remember stopping at this light where the light got to turn green for you to turn left. The stoplights where you got the light on the people. You got probably three lanes, and the one to the left is a turning lane, but it got its own light, and those two lanes to the right got their light. So I'm stopped at the red light to turn, and that light is green, and I could, this light turn yellow, and I see a truck, like, I just see lights coming, and then the light turn red, and then I see it coming, but I'm like, okay, this look like it's stuck, it's gonna stop. Then mine turned green, and I just went, cruising to take that left turn, probably going like 5 miles an hour. But the truck didn't stop. I didn't look though. I didn't, I just looked, saw it, and I just thought it was gonna stop. Light turned green, so I just go, and then he ran the light, homie, going like 80. I remember the police report. He was going like 75 or something like that, almost 80, and he just T-boned me, homie, right on my passenger side. Split the whole, like, knocked my car way on the, like, knocked over all the pole, the whole electrical thing. Like, I was surprised I didn't blow up in the electrical stuff. And like, like it'd be like electrical boxes, big old boxes. He knocked me over all that stuff. Like, that stuff was just all over, like, pushed all over, and my car was pushed all but past that stuff. It just knocked me through it, boom, boom, and but my car didn't flip over. Now it just split. He just split my car. It's just like I got some. I don't know if y'all could see right there. I got some like these little sores right here was like split all open. I should have had stitches. They didn't even give me stitches, but and I had some on the side of my head because basically the passenger side of the car hit it boom boom hit me. I was like in a phone booth when I got out the car. It just boom boom hit me like boom all over my airbag came out and stuff. And I didn't really I didn't I didn't black out. It's just like, I just went to turn and I remember the hit. I just didn't see him. I didn't know he ran a light. So when I went, it just boom, 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 and it just knocked me. Boom, 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 and I was just like it was a lot of ringing and like, and just like, and yeah, it just, and I just kind of was like, I just got out the car. I was dazed, but I got out the car. It was just ringing and like, like weird. And I just got out the car, and I was bleeding from my mouth and stuff all on the side of my head, and my arm was all just bleeding, just like a lot. And I just like, bleeding and just, and I got out the car. When I looked up, I was limping too, like something was wrong with my ankle. I was just like limping, and I look up, and yeah, the dude was in like a van, homie, like a big van, and he hit me so hard, his van flipped on its top, and his wheels was in the air, homie. Like, that's how hard he hit me. And it was an old, I don't know, European Caucasian dude, probably like in his, I'd say 50s or 60s, and I'm just hearing him, boom, boom, and he like kicking out his back window, boom, boom, and then I'm walking to the car, limping, mad, like, blood, you ran the light, blood, and I was like yelling and like bleeding and stuff, limping, and he kicked his window out, boom, and he got out the car, and he's like jumped up like, woo, doing all that. And I was like, hey, blood, you ran the light, blood. I was finna go, like, beat him up, homie. I was like, blood, you ran, but I couldn't, homie. I started shaking and bleeding, and just some lady just came and was like, I don't know where she come from, like, sit down, sir. You, like, bleeding everywhere. Like, sit down, sir. And I was like, man, blood, he ran the light, blood. I'm gonna F him up. And I was just, like, cussing, like, blood, he ran the light. And then I just, like, laid on the ground and stuff. And I was just, like, kind of like, shaking, going into shock. And she was like, just be careful. Like, calm down. And then, yeah, the paramedics came quick. And, you know, oh yeah, wait a minute. Um, when I was in the paramedics, man, they was keep sticking my arm, and they couldn't find my vein. Yeah, I remember that, man. They just kept sticking my arm, and they couldn't find my vein, and I got mad at him. I was trying to fight him, I was like, blood, if you ain't, that's cool, blood, cause I'm good, homie. Like, don't stick me again, homie. I'ma sock you, blood. And I was like, mad, homie. So I'm mad at the dude, and you study sticking my arm and can't find a vein, so they was gonna do my other arm. And I got mad and tried to fight him. I was like, don't touch me, homie. I'ma sock your ass, blood. I was like, mad, homie. And then they was just like, oh, hey, calm down, calm down. And then, yeah, they just took me to the hospital, but did the CAT scan because yeah, I still got this little scar behind my ear and stuff, and on my arm. But yeah, I was like crazy, man. And I remember I went to work. I think like I went to work like the next day and stuff because the whiplash didn't hit me, man. Like my ankle was still limping, but I was like, I'm cool, and the whiplash didn't hit me yet. So like I went to work and it was like, because I think one of my homies, he saw the wreck. He was like, dude, that was you? And I was at work I was at work the next day. He was like, dude, it looked like the person died in that car. He was like, that was yours. And my manager saw it too. He was like, yeah, dude, I drove by and saw it. He was like, that was you? And I was like, yeah. He was like, dude, you gotta go home, man. Like, he was like, dude, it looked like, I thought somebody died in it too. And I was like, nah, man, that was me. And that was like, it was like, nah, and they sent me home. And yeah, the whiplash hit me, homie. I was in a bed, couldn't even move. Because, the hospital, they did the x-rays and stuff. Nothing was wrong with me. So they just sent me home. And I just, I think I went to work, not the next day, but 2 days later. And then that third day, when they sent me home, that third day, that's when the whiplash hit me. And I was just like, couldn't move. And I was like, man, but yeah, it was just, yeah, that was crazy, man. And yeah, the police report, they said no one was at fault. You know what I mean? I was pissed, and so I lost, my car. I think I had the Gap insurance on it. So I think my insurance. I only had I didn't have the full insurance. I only had whatever that the first level insurance. So so yeah, so lucky my Gap insurance paid for it. But yeah, but the Gap insurance didn't pay the whole thing. That's what I was mad about. They left like a few thousand, and I was just waiting on the police incident so the insurance could pay the rest. But then they put on there no one was at fault, and then they put that I caused them to hit me. So I was like, what? Like, I was all mad. So I just had to take that L, man. But yeah, yeah, man. I'm just telling y'all just stories, just you know, just stuff, just stories in my life, man. I think when I got in that accident, I was probably how old was I? Cause me and my wife, yeah, we wasn't married, we was just dating. Me and my wife was dating at that time, and I dated her about a year before we got married. So yeah, I was probably, and I got married when I was 21 or 22. So yeah, I had to be like 21, 20 when that happened, because we was just dating. So yeah, I was young. Yeah, that messed up my boosties though, man. I used to like could dunk good, when basketball, and when that happened, I still could dunk, but it just messed up. Like I used to have boosties. Now I could just barely dunk. but but yeah, I don't know, man. All in here. But yeah, man. But yeah, man. But yeah, that was just a story, that I remember with my job. But yeah, man, with the Jehovah's Witness, yeah, I ended up, yeah, I just went to him, man, and just told him, I don't believe this no more, man, and I walked out. So I just told him I feel like I don't need those government body dudes in New York, like they talking about they got a case on me and all this. But what I learned when I was like when COVID hit, cause I never was able to I was never able to see the meaning of my name. So I'll leave y'all with this one for this video. Just the meaning of my name. So, cause that's when I left Jehovah's Witness. I was yeah, I was just like I used to look up my name. Everyone would ask me, man, what's your name mean? Like Kenzie, Ice Junior. Like, what's that mean? What Ice mean? I just never knew what it meant. My dad never knew what it meant, and when I rekindled with him when I was like in my early 30s, he didn't know nothing about his last name. I remember asking him. He don't know his dad. He said he don't know his dad. Only his mother say his dad name was Love, Love Ice, Love Herman Ice. That she just told him that was his name. She don't really, and she was with his mother was with she have like um multiple kids and multiple different dads. And my dad is one of her kids just with the dad, just that one dad just had my dad. So and my dad had me and my two brothers. So I'm trying to see like, so what a last name Ice come from then, because I always been asked that and I didn't know. I just tell people I don't know. I'm from Watts, man. I'm from Watts. I was born at Martin Luther King Hospital, so who knows? I don't know. I don't know what it mean. So so yeah, so I guess when COVID hit, man, maybe because I remember they released something in the internet where the internet was like now it like widened out or something. So now my name when I used to look it up when I was younger, I couldn't find nothing. When the internet first was like getting big, I couldn't find nothing. It just would say like, it would just give you nothing. But Kenzie would come up. My first name would come up as Royal Victory. A King's Victory. So Kenzie means Royal Victory, King's Victory, and but Ice it never would come up. It'd just be like just be blank on everything. So but in 2019 when the COVID hit, all of a sudden now it popped up, and when I look up Ice, ISHE, it meant you know, Master, Lord, King, God. So I'm like, wait, what? So I kept looking it up in different places, and then like in Europe, yes, it means God, and in Africa it means Master, Lord, King, God, and they use it as Ashe. They call it Ashe, you know, not Aish, it's Ashe. So I was like, see, man, this is crazy. So this probably how we pronounce the name. So I start like pronouncing it Ashe. And I tell people like no one wants to use it. Like my own wife don't want to use it. She don't use it. She still say Aish. I'm like, so that ain't the power. If we see people calling it Ashe, then that's how I'm gonna call it. So I be telling my son like, y'all gotta start using that. That's where the power at. Cause if it means Master, Lord, King, God, then that's a powerful name. I didn't choose that name. You know what I mean? And then when you put it together, now you got Kenzie Ashe Jr. Now the name Royal Victory, Yeshua Jr., homie. That's my name. So that's why I walk in it. You know what I mean? That's how I speak, because my father I be in his presence, man, and he give me insight. So that's. And that's what the Jehovah Witnesses talking about they got a case on, homie. And that's what made me walk out. So I'm like, yeah, that's why, because they running around them governing body ain't no anointed, homie. They ain't anointed. They just some dudes from another country, foreign country, and just coming over here making money off our people, man. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm exposing them, homie. But yeah, but yeah, man, they do that, man. When you get this fellowship, they sit two elders, because they know this too. It's in the Bible. They say when two people, y'all know it's scripture. When two people come together and Christ's name, then Christ is present. And it's the same thing with these demons and demonic people too, homie. But that's what they do. And when they sit there, they're disfellowshipping you, which ain't even in the Bible nowhere. You know, they'll use certain scriptures to, try to prove their points. But when I be looking at the stuff they do, I be like, man, they lying. You know what I mean? Like scriptures don't even talk about that. They'll read one scripture, then I'll go read the whole chapter, homie, and then I'll go in the glossary and look at, okay, what is this talking about? Who's speaking? Oh, this is King David. King David wrote this whole book, and right there, this is what King David is talking about. It's a song. So I'll be knowing, and then they'll come try to teach something and give their own little perspective. And I'm like, man, that ain't what it's about. This is King David speaking this and this. And they using it for their own stuff. And I'll be knowing. And I'll just be, so I went in that meeting, man, and I was just letting them know. Like, homie, speaking my truth about all the stuff. And yeah, homie, letting them know. Y'all be cursing people that sit there with two elders and they always have just you. Like, why I can't bring somebody, homie? You know what I mean? They just have just you and then two or three elders sometimes. They have three of them. And they'll just be there cursing you, homie. I remember that one elder told me, oh man, when they disfellowshipped me for my rap song I did with my team. We did like a cipher. And I was cursing on there and stuff. So they was just like, we're gonna disfellowship you because of the conduct and you can't be doing that, this and that. And I wasn't tripping, and they was just like, you know, man, one elder gonna tell me, it was one brother I knew, man. Soon as he walked out of here and got this fellowship, he died, man. Like something happened to him and he died because Jehovah's Spirit ain't with him no more. You know what I mean? And like that day, I was just like, like, homie, like I felt some type of way with that. Like when he said that, I got mad. I don't remember what I said, but I got mad. Because I felt some type of way. You know, like homie, you can't tell nobody that. Oh man, I knew somebody and went because he was mad because I was like wasn't tripping. Because the first time I got this fellowship, I was kind of sad, like. But then this was the second time. I'm just like, homie, because I'm just like, it's, everybody fake, homie. It's a cult, and I'm just like, I feel it in my. At that time, I was just feeling it in my spirit, but I couldn't really like, I couldn't explain it or prove I'm wrong at that time. But I just, and they just fellowship me for my rap song. We did a cipher. It's probably still on YouTube. I rebuked them like, I used to curse like that, but now I know they was right. We shouldn't curse like that. But they still curse, even though I cursed, they was cursing me. See how cold that is? They telling me they just fellowshipping me for not cursing, homie, but then y'all cursing me. Homie. Man. Turn this whole room into a panic room, man. You know what, homie? I'm done because I'm getting mad. I don't want to get mad, homie. But you know what, man? I tell some of the rest of my story. I've been on here, like over an hour. I'll tell the rest of my story, probably, I'll probably try to do it next week. Um, I'll try to tell y'all about, next week, man. I'm gonna just get on here and just tell y'all some more of my story. So, salute, man. Hope y'all enjoyed that. You know, uh, subscribe, man, and share this to people. I'm gonna try to put in I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna put in the description and the comments, the scriptures and stuff. Certain stuff I said, just so y'all can have the scriptures with it too. You know what I mean? So you can know what I'm saying is heavy. You know what I mean? And it's from my Father. All glory to Yeshua, Jesus Christ. So, salute, man. You know what I mean? And it's just, I feel like this, maybe my story gonna help some people. So, man, so salute to y'all, man. Enjoy, the rest of y'all night, and, I get at y'all next time, man. Before I get mad at the watchtower, mad at these dudes, man. But yeah, salute, man. 1,000.